So, Amanda, you met up with Farhad at Millennial Lithium recently. And what are your thoughts on the business and Farhad?
Millennial and Farhad are one of my favorite lithium companies. There are sort of 5 standout reasons for that. The first is that it's the scale of the asset. The asset has sufficient scale and sufficient grade to actually be relevant. So it could be a standalone company with a reasonable market cap that people would like one day. A lot of projects, while they have great grades, are very interesting, they'll never be of a scale that is relevant to the market. But this one definitely is. The second and one of the most important points, I think, is the fact that it's in the bottom quartile of the cost curve. Lithium as a commodity, everyone's super excited about it because it's going into batteries and all of that sort of thing. But an unknown fact in the world is that lithium actually isn't all that rare. And the lack of rarity of lithium in the world means there's lots of projects, but that means that the price can go up and down quite rapidly, and that only the lowest cost guys are going to survive in the long run. And so I would only be looking at lithium companies that can produce comfortably in the bottom half of the cost curve and ideally in the bottom quartile. And Millennium does that. The ability to make those resources economic is actually quite difficult. Fluid dynamics is a really complicated science, and the number of and the cost of putting them in can be very, very high, or fluid dynamic in situ leach projects. This project has a very reasonable capex. It's very technically de-risked. So I would say the sort of third most important aspect of what I like about Millennial is Farhad himself as a CEO. Execution is everything. You can have the best project in the world in the mining industry, and if you can't execute it economically on time and on budget, you're done. Farhad has not just done this once before, he's done it 3 times before. And he's not only executed the development of 3 very complicated brine projects, he's also exited them at an incredible return to shareholders. Alana Potash, I believe, sold at a 50% premium. Potash 1 sold for $434 million. And Energy Metals, previous to that, sold for $1.8 billion. So this man has not only successfully developed and executed technically on these projects, which is not an easy feat, he's also executed for shareholders, which in my world is the most important thing. The fourth, I would say most important thing here is that they're fully funded. They are funded all the way through to construction or to a construction decision. And at that point, they should have $25 million still in the bank. And so not having to come back to the market all the time to raise money is massively important in this market. And also, when they do have to fund construction, they've got a capex that's eminently fundable. It's very reasonable. It's in the hundreds of millions, not the billions. And they already have a strategic partner that's invested on very good terms in the company, that'll likely be cornerstone for that. And Farhad's already gone out and is actively talking to the market about offtake contracts, which will make the financing even better. The last thing that I really like is jurisdiction. The desert where this is located doesn't have any sort of nasty environmentals. It's got form, as it were. There are a number of projects that have been permitted easily and readily. The likelihood of them running into any issues to get this project to development and fully permitted is very, very low. And that's always important because you don't want to spend all this money and then find out that something's going to happen. And an experience in the region and the type of region you're in matters. And in this particular case, there's a number of mines that have been permitted all the way through exploration to production on time and on budget. So I think that the jurisdictional risk is very, very low. Personally, Millennial Lithium ticks all of my boxes. It's got excellent management with an excellent track record. It's got a very good economic asset in the bottom quartile of the cost curve. They've got lots of news flow coming that should help the price going forward. And last but not least, they've got a great profile in the market. So that's going to really help them go forward and let investors actually get a return on their investment.
Thanks very much. Thank you very much for watching our video. We do aim to give you informed and intelligent information with which to make your investment decisions. So if you liked what you just saw, please give us a thumbs up. And if you want to see more insightful, in-depth, honest and unbiased interviews, then please click the subscribe button. So thanks again for watching, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.